So one of the keys to creating really great designs is testing, trying, playing around with the shapes and the sizes and the layouts and the colors, and just getting your hands dirty and hands mixed. So this can be a bit of a anxious experience, like we discussed in a previous module about removing anxiety. But of course, when you have a design that's fairly good, I'm fairly happy with where this is. The idea of breaking it, of trying really weird and wild things to see what else might come out of it and how we might improve it, can be a little bit daunting because I don't want to lose the work that I've done. So to free you up from this, I want to show you something that I do all the time as a designer, which is duplicate. So there is no limits with digital design. You know, back in the old days when we had paper, like pens and paper, and had to draw things, if you made a mistake, you have to start from scratch. But because this is digital, we're able to reproduce, delete, add, remove so quickly. And we should use that to our advantage to create really stunning, great looking work. So let me show you what I mean. If we have this design here and we've worked quite a while on getting it to look just perfect, we really like this. You know, maybe I might want to try some things, but I'm kind of nervous about doing so because I've worked so hard to get this to a point where I want. Well, top right here of this board, copy page. And there it is. Here's a fresh, brand new copy. So we still have the original. This is kind of like a timestamp of I like this, but I want to see what else I can do. So here it is, and okay, you know what? Let's blow this up and kind of have it in the corner instead. Let's make the 15 a different color. You know, maybe since it's for dad, we can go with more classically male colors, or kind of like an orange so something stands out. What would happen if we add, to kind of leverage that color, if we want another splash of color to anchor it somewhere, what would it look like if we had, you know, a color on the bottom? And you can see now that look weird. This design's still here. It's safe. It's saved. It's not going anywhere. So we can do anything we want to this and test it out. You know, what if it's 3 presents instead of 2? And let's kind of reuse that same orange color. 1, 2, 3. Right? Okay, so now we're playing. That's kind of interesting. I'm curious how that one looks. But the original is still there and entirely untouched. And it just doesn't matter. I can delete this. You know what? I want to take this even further. We'll copy it. Another copy. Or I could copy the original and play off of the original again to see where I can get to. In this case here, let's change the photo. Let's see if there's actually something with dad. So kind of a funny photo in that sense. Let's get rid of those guys. Let's move these ones up. Let's make all of this white. You know what? Let's bring that back to orange. See what that might look like. Same one with that. Right, and still maybe having this bar at the bottom. Kind of interesting. So again, it's so that now it entirely feels different. That's a whole new design. It's a whole different design, but it came based off the first one. But because we've freed ourselves up to experiment and play and try, you can see all the benefits of it. Now let's say, now I had deleted the presents, right? What's really great about this type of layout, this type of setup, is that the copy and paste, it will actually paste it exactly in place. So I came up here and I just Control-C or Command-C on the present, came down and I press Control-V or Command-V, and it puts it to the exact place it was up here. Right? So because this is our baseline and that exists and it's safe, I can actually come back and take any element I want from it and it'll place it exactly where it was. Kind of further like giving me some insight and visuals into where things were. Right? Is it possible to have this on the left side? You know, I'm not sure that's a really great layout, but you know, we're just playing here. It doesn't matter. And you know what? If we don't like this design, delete, then we come back to the first 2. Still here in original, and if I want to play around once again, duplicate, and I just get to play around. So duplication can be incredibly useful to free yourself up to be willing to try some different layouts, try some photos and colors, and see how else you might design it in particular. So on your next design, try it. When you have the design about where you want it to be, duplicate it and play around. See what else you can find.